welcome to the APAB Rundown. I'm your host, Patricia Creighton, and I welcome you to our program this morning. We've got a lot of great information for you, and we've also going to feature one of our NPUs, the Neighborhood Planning Unit S, this morning. We're going to have a guest in the studio just a moment, and we're going to be interviewing her and talking and learning about her community and her area that her NPU serves. I'm going to just interview you, include you in our conversation as we talk today. 404-873-0149 is the number you can call if you want to join our conversation. We want you to know about your NPU, how you can get involved in the community, how things in your neighborhood can change because of you. Just one person starting something can make it grow and make things better. Now, first of all, I want you to know that it is tax season. Whenever I go to my NPUs, I usually get a stack of papers of all kind of good information going on. And so I'm going to be running through those too to let you know what's going on. So get a paper and pen out so you can write some of the numbers down. Tax season is here, spring is in the air, all kind of great things. Now, I want to go to our guest, Miss Robbie Hunter. She is the president of the NPUS. How you doing this morning, Robbie? How you doing?
I'm great. Glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
You are so welcome. You know, we've met on several occasions, and the last one, this is how we got hooked up to get you here today in that seat. So communication is really great, and that's one of the things with the NPUs. The communication of the NPU is so important. How at your NPU do you get the notice out to people?
We try to do it several ways. The City Office of Planning helps us by sending out blue cards each month.
A blue card?
They call it a blue card that's mailed out to people in our community that are on their mailing list. We also use social media. We have a Facebook page, NPU-S .org Atlanta.
Okay.
And we also have a website, npusatlanta.org. I do a mailing. No, I'm sorry. I have an email database that I also send out.
So where is NPUS? Where do they meet at? Where do you guys meet at?
We meet at Community Church of God's community meeting, which is called Vickers, 838 Cascade.
Mm-hmm.
The communities that we represent are Cascade Avenue,
okay,
Oakland City,
okay,
Bush Mountain, Fort McPherson,
mm-hmm.
and Venetian Hills.
Okay.
So
how is the attendance there? Have you seen any fluctuation in the attendance, or has it been a steady?
Actually, that has been one of the ongoing issues for us, is getting the community engaged and concerned about what's going on.
Yeah, we're trying to rebuild and give the NPUs a new perspective and let people know that we're just returning again and getting better and better. It's broken, but it's not. It's fixed. It needs to be fixed, but it's not broken. We're going to fix it.
That's exactly true. And what people need to realize is that some people will say that the NPUs do not have any power, but the thing is that we have great influence, but influence comes in numbers. So if only one or two people are standing up or vocalizing about a certain issue, that's not very much influence. But when you get a group of people behind one issue, we can sometimes change the minds or change the direction of the way that City Hall is going on a particular issue, or whatever is happening in the community.
What's some of the issues that you have over there in your NPU area?
Well, right now we are always dealing with crime, but I can tell you that Commander Vincent Moore of Zone 4, he and his staff, Captain Mason, they are doing an excellent job of supporting us. We recently, through private funding, was able to install 4 surveillance cameras in our community, and it has had a great impact. We installed them in areas where there was high crime, and actually it's pretty much cleaned up that particular area. I understand that they've found new places to go, but But when you have a street that the residents cannot turn into because it's so filled on both sides with drug dealers transacting sales, that is a problem for the community, especially when the cars are not showing at least enough respect to pull over to the curb. You've got to wait for them to complete their transaction before you can go down the street to your home. That's a problem.
That's a real big problem, Robbie. And it's also scary.
Yes,
Because
it
I'm
is.
sure, like with drugs, come the guns and the violence and everything else. So I can imagine.
And
So,
that's what has happened. We had several shootings in those locations, but recently I passed through the area and saw children playing in their yards that I didn't I didn't even know lived in the area. But because we've been able to clear out and clear up the prostitution, the drug sales, the guns and violence in the area, I guess the parents feel safe enough to allow their children to play in the front yard now, which is really good.
That is
So
good.
we're very grateful for our benefactor who paid for the cameras for us.
That's wonderful. It really is. And it makes a difference in the community when you see those cameras, you know someone is watching you.
We are the people of People TV.
Hi, I'm Maynard Eaton, an Emmy Award-winning journalist here in Atlanta, and also a board member of People TV.
If you live within the city of Atlanta, you have the first shot for a spot to produce a show.
The things that they would express in front of a camera, they wouldn't necessarily express that same way or be that same way in a normal conversation. And I loved the medium. And I saw, as I was getting into it, how much power it had in terms of communication. This might work for you.
You talk about People TV, you talk about public access, where the public can access a voice, a channel to engage. You want to be able to ask your questions.
And I learned that if you say something, then you give them information.
With People TV, the masses can get their point out.
As an artist, I don't like to be told what to do, especially when it concerns my creative process.
The key is it's going to give you that vehicle.
People TV affords everyday people the opportunity to express themselves. In fact, People TV enables the community to define itself.
How far we take it, how much we recognize it, that's on us.
People say you should be on network TV. No, I don't want to be on network. Where I'm at, I think is where I'm supposed to be. Right with the community, no commercials on People TV, access television, truth, basically, and do your thing.
Help save People TV.
Okay, this is the APAB rundown here at People TV Saturday morning. We do it every third Saturday here. We go around, we focus on one NPU for the month, and this month we are focusing on NPUS, and the chair is Ms. Robbie Hunter. I want you to welcome my host.
You're late, co-host. I'm sorry, traffic got me.
I was trying to cover up for you, man.
No,
I didn't want him to know.
I admit my wrongdoing.
How you doing today?
I'm not bad for no man.
You looking spiffy.
But it was interesting. Atlanta's a movie town, and I came down the street. The street was blocked off for a movie.
Listen, let me tell you about my incident with the movie yesterday at the corner of Boone and Westlake. There's a gas station there, and I usually go in there, so I was taking my daughter there. I saw the cameras in the thing, but there was enough room for me to pull in and go into the gas station, so I pulled in. As soon as I did, arms flying, people running over to me, and you can't come in here, you can't come in here. I said, well, why didn't you put a sign up saying don't enter? Then they wanted me to bag back into busy traffic. I said, and so they stopped traffic for me to bag back. For 3 minutes, as I was bagging back and pulling up, I blew my horn. I said, they won't film anything those 3 minutes. I thought it was awful.
But now, it's so interesting that our producers, John Sheriff and Johnny Knudsen, are filmmakers too, so we're talking about them right now.
Well, I'm sure that they're filming on the spot. They put a sign up to let people know not to come in there. But our guest today is Ms. Robbie Hunter. She's chair at NPUS.
Well aware of it. Ms. Hunter, I was listening to your interview.
She said she hadn't met you before.
I hope it was a good thing. But please don't tell on me right now. But I'm concerned about what you talk about, the drug trafficking, and you're in. Did NPUs help change that early on, and it's regressed, or have you always been kind of powerless of dealing with issues of that nature?
Well, I've been MPU chair. This is my second term.
Oh.
So I've been chair for 2 years and coming up on 6 months. I moved into the community in 2011, so I'm not really sure. I can't speak for how effective the fighting of crime by the previous chairs were, or what energy they put into it. Although I know that they did, but how effective it was, I'm not sure. But we know that the climate, of our society has, changes yearly. So.
But has it gotten worse, you think, since you've been there? Or because
I
drugs have
think
always
it's
been a
gotten
part of
better. I think it's gotten
There you
better.
go. Good.
They got cameras. They put cameras on 4.
Yeah.
Vegas,
But
yeah.
my main reason for visiting with you all today is to let you all know about a new project that MPUSA has partnered with Urban League, the Atlanta Urban League, Greater Atlanta Urban League, and Workforce Development, Atlanta Workforce Development. And what they have agreed to do, which is such a wonderful thing. They have agreed to come into our community, set up a satellite office at least quarterly, so that people who may not know about the Atlanta Urban League and Workforce Development, or not be able to get to their offices, can actually, within walking distance, come in, go through the intake process. We are working on being able to provide computer classes, just all of the things that the Atlanta Urban League and Workforce Development provide in their offices. It will be provided in the MPUS community as a satellite office.
Wow.
Actually, Community Church of God, or their nonprofit agency, or organization, which is Community Economic Development Corporation, are partnering with us. The church is allowing us use of their building, use of their computer lab, and so we will have our first event on April 21st. And we want the community to come out. Anybody that you know that needs job counseling, job placement training, Atlanta Workforce. I'm just reaching down to get some information.
We got time. It's on the ticket time. But while you're looking at that, let me ask you a question. Are MPUs still working? On one of our previous shows, Patricia.
Oh, yeah.
Tim Keene, the new planning commissioner, said they need to be fixed. They're not working like they did when Maynard Jackson instituted them. For where you are, the Fort McPherson area, and all the stuff that's going on there, do MPUs still work, or they need to be fixed?
Your MPU sound like it's pretty good.
It does. It does, right?
Like they're on the ball.
I know that there are some MPUs that have a lot of infighting, to the point that they cannot get anything done. But fortunately, my problem is having enough people to execute our grand goals or projects that we want to do, as opposed to one, group fighting with another group. I know that, I think what Maynard Jackson created is a great thing. And if you'll look on our webpage, I am, touting or blowing Maynard Jackson's horn throughout the page. I personally don't think that it needs to be fixed. I just think that people need to get in and work the system, need to learn how to work the system. And it could be very effective. I find that, like Patricia says, the way the MPUS operates, we have been able to accomplish some good things.
Very quickly, before Patricia asks you, do you still have input? Does what you say resonate, make a difference at City Hall? Do they listen? Do they counter? Does your council person say, oh, well, I need to know that? Or do they play you up, oh, that's just the MPU?
Well,
That don't sound too good,
That,
bro.
that depends on who you
Tell the
talk
truth
to.
now.
Who's your counsel for over there?
My council person is Cleta Winslow.
Okay. Now, Robbie, let me ask you this. Is it Robbie or should I call you Miss Hunter?
Robbie.
Okay, Robbie, I'm just messing with you. This is your golden opportunity, your 15 minutes of fame to go out and reach out to your community and ask them to come in and be involved with you. And so just give them the spiel now and let them know how they can get in contact with you when you meet, all the things they need to know to bring them on. And actually, like you say, reach one, teach one, or teach one, reach one, and ask them to bring somebody with them when they come to the meetings.
Right. I want people to be aware that there are several issues that...
When do y'all meet?
We meet every third Thursday at 838 Cascade Avenue at 7 p.m. Every third Thursday. And please look for the banner at that location signaling the week that we meet. We also have a hotline number for people that need or want information. The number is 770-744-5311. And what you learn at these meetings is different City of Atlanta Department services that you may not be aware of. Public Works comes and talks to us, code enforcement. If there are issues that you want to bring to the attention of code enforcement, you come and work with others to learn how to get the city to respond to your issues. Water and sewer, and of course the Zone 4 police and the fire department.
Now, Robbie, when I go to my NPUs, like I said, there's always a stack of papers on the tables of information, and those agencies that you named, the fire, the water, sanitation, code enforcement, all of those people are there to if you have a problem or issue that you want to face, you can actually speak with them one-on-one. That's a good thing.
Yes, it is.
But
if they're telling you the right answer.
I was getting ready to say follow-up. Follow-up is the problem with it. So do they come every meeting, or are they just there when you invite them?
No, they do come every meeting.
Okay.
The prosecutor's office comes also to tell us about cases that are being prosecuted in our area, so that we know when repeat offenders are finally being removed from our streets.
Okay.
Let's go
right
back.
now, code enforcement is doing a sweep targeting all the communities in MPUS. So they're going street by street, not just reacting to cases that are being reported to them. They're actively looking for violations. So I think that those relationships that we build or have built are working for us.
Well, I want to follow up with something. You're one of the most powerful MPUs because you fought the good fight with the Fort McPherson takeover by Tyler Perry. And you lost.
Giveaway.
The giveaway, right? That's right. But it brought your community into citywide focus.
It did.
But you didn't answer my question. Are you getting results down at City Hall? Does it really matter what you say, what you do, or is it just perfunctory? Because back in Maynard Jackson's days, it mattered.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think that on some issues it gives them pause. On other issues, they've made up their mind. Can I give you an example?
Please.
Well, you spoke about Fort McPherson. Well, I don't know if you know that MATA is planning a TOD, Transit-Oriented Development Project at Oakland City.
No. Tell us about it.
Well, the project has been put on hold because there were meetings and surveys. There was an LCI done by Fort McPherson.
LTI, what's that?
LCI.
Livable
Centers Initiative Study.
Okay.
Fort McPherson even brought in a, TIL or something like that. I can't remember it, but it was
another alphabet.
Yeah, it was a special group of people that specialize in going into communities and looking at the pros and cons and deciding the best direction to go.
Is that same program where they're talking about living space, putting that living space in the Fort McPherson?
Well, that would be under the LCI study, yes, and there
Okay.
were several things that were decided.
Okay.
But MARTA decided that they wanted to put in more rooftops. They wanted to build condos and apartments on their parking space at Oakland City train station and put the train station itself underneath, put offices and everything there. But they wanted to start with building condos and apartments.
Okay.
But the community said very loudly, including the surrounding community of Deer Park and Sylvan Hills, that we need services in that area. You know, what good would it be? You're telling us that investors do not want to invest in our community, and supposedly that's the main problem with our community continuing to grow, is that people with money don't want to come to the South Side because the highest income is an average of $30,000, and that's not enough
But then why
for
would they
them
want
to
to build?
come.
Then why would they want to build condos over? I mean, because they
Well-
not people not gonna buy it if there's
Well,
not.
okay. That was our argument too. You know, what good would it be to bring in, because we have enough housing stock. It might need to be refurbished, but you know, we have enough. So, but their line of thought is, if we bring in these expensive condos or apartments, then people making $50,000 or more will want to come and live in the community and increase the income, the overall income for the community.
And the service would follow.
You think the service will
if-
follow?
I'm asking, wouldn't the services follow the money?
Well, they would need a grocery store there first before people would want to come in. There's no grocery store in that area
Well,
close.
I disagree. If they ain't building it out of let them come. They build it because they know people will come.
In that area.
I would think. Am I right? I'm not going to invest money in a high-rise development or whatever and hope people will come. Your demographics, your research has showed people will come. And I think if they're going to, Miss Robert, you know this better than I do. I'm just speculating here. They're not going to build something on maybe they'll come. They're not going to have no empty high-rises over a MARTA station. But then the services will follow it, will it not?
I wouldn't move anywhere there wasn't a grocery store close.
MARTA decided to put their project on hold because the community felt, as Ms. Creighton has expressed, that we need services. We need a grocery store. It is a desert, a food desert in that area. We don't have any services. And to think that you can build, you know, something that a person making $50,000 or more would move into, and then they have to drive 2 or 3 miles just to go to a grocery store. I just don't see that happening. But MARTA is not necessarily changing their mind about building condos. They've decided that they now want to wait to see what the Beltline, which is actually going through that area, what fallout, what type of development is going to come from the Beltline coming through there.
Let me ask you this, Robbie. Do you have say-so over the MARTA building those condos in that area? I know was one of the community meetings we went, and somebody wanted to revamp a big project over there, and it was up to us to say yay or nay. So do you have that authority to say yay or nay?
We don't.
You have say, but you have
We have
do you have
influence.
so? You have say, but you have so. I mean, do you have say so or do you have say?
Say so.
So what you say makes a difference.
Right. What she say? If your NPU say, let's bring the condos, will that put a feather in their cap to move forward?
If they say we don't want them,
would that mean
stop it?
Exactly.
That's the so.
Yes. Okay.
Do they have that kind of clout?
That's what I want to know. Do you have it, Robbie?
We have influence.
Okay, now, Robbie, let me ask you this. For you to say MARTA want to build condos, I thought MARTA was transportation. What, they going into housing now too, real estate?
Well, it's transportation development.
Well, yeah, you know, they have several MARTA stations that they've developed TOD.
Wow.
The Lindbergh station is one.
Okay.
Yes.
Robbie, you're so good. People want to call in.
They want to know.
Oh my God!
They call in and talk to you.
I hope it's my friends.
Oh, I hope it's not.
Everybody's your friend. You say you hope it's not.
Right.
How you doing?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I got you.
where people might go and what they might do, but you can't say for certain. I think there's a lot. I think each community, and that's kind of what the NPU is set up for, is that each community can begin to decide character and characteristics of their neighborhood.
So you said, saying that's speculation.
Like Marvin is encroaching quite a bit on maybe not way. Right.
Sir, do you have your your TV down? We're having a little hearing problem. Do you have your TV turned all the way down and listen?
I do.
Okay, great. That's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you hear what Maynard said?
Is that pure speculation, sir, or just they speculate about a housing market? You're right.
No, you can look at the communities right now. Buildings that have been built, more rational speculation is they're sitting empty. There's a lot of retail space that has been propped up,
Retail.
and it's sitting empty.
That's true.
There's a lot of housing.
But on we're just talking here now. We have the time to do that. On the north side, they're building like crazy, but it's not necessarily a shopping or a mall in their walking distance necessarily. But you see. What's the difference between north side and south side in terms of investment? Because they're coming. Tim King said they're coming.
And I thought they were trying to build a bike walking community with all the bike lanes they're putting in and everything. I thought that was the way they were going.
I think they're hoping that they're coming. I don't know that people are coming. And again, if communities aren't set up the way that's attractive to them, they won't just come and buy just because the space is there. They want to make certain that the schools are good. They want to make certain that the amenities are good.
But why all of a sudden has the Beltline become the creme de la creme, the draw? The Beltline is just a concrete path. Why all of a sudden, if the Beltline's here, we'll come?
But they're pushing it. So that's what they're pushing.
So what NPU are you a member of?
NPUP, which doesn't have any Beltline currently.
Okay.
Do you want one?
Everybody wants nice amenities. That's part of what Atlanta is that attracts people. It's so green and lush, and it's nature, driven.
The Beltline is a concrete.
Who doesn't want walking and biking and recreated space?
Okay. I'm sorry.
I think sidewalks is important because
you got to walk.
If you drive,
sidewalks, there are quality of life issues.
Yeah, one of the reasons I will not ride a bike is because there are no sidewalks and the bike lanes are so scary.
Ride the bike on the sidewalk.
Yes.
We need bike lanes.
Okay. So, anything else, caller? I want to thank you for calling.
Thank you, really. Thank you.
If you want to join our conversation, 404-873-0149 is the number to call. We are focusing in on our spotlight is on NPUS, Neighborhood Planning Unit S. Robbie Hunter is the chair. This is her second term as chair. So I'm sure you've been doing a good job, Robbie, or they would not have reelected you.
Well, I'm glad that you said that because I want to right now give a call to action. I need the young professionals, the educated people, well, you don't have to be, I'm saying have degrees and all. Okay, that's really what I need. The community needs people that are committed to creating positive change in their communities. And we are really, really needing some young people, I'd say within the age of 25 to 45, to start engaging in your community because unfortunately, most of the members of our NPU have gray hair, have been serving.
What you trying to say?
Okay.
Are you talking about me?
Have been serving for,
I'm joking,
10, 20 years. And it's time for us to bring new people in. Yes, expose them to the process, teach them how it works, and allow them to bring in their new energy and new ideas.
Do they live there? Do they live there, Robert? Do you have millennials and Generation X?
I'm sure we have. Yes, we do have millennials, and I know that most of them probably think they're raising their families, and and that's what they're focused on.
Why are they living there? Why are they living in your MPU as opposed to somewhere else? What attracts them to come there? Is it their parents' home, or they buy into the area, or they know this is the next hot spot to come in terms of investment? Why are they there?
I think it's all three of those things.
Okay.
You know, that they've inherited the family home. They think it's the next hot spot, and that you know, it's a good investment. But another reason for young people to get involved is everyone knows the issue that we're having with our school system.
Oh, yeah.
And in our community, in the MPUS community, they're closing down Venetian Hills, which is they
haven't closed it yet, Robbie.
Well, they are.
That's a legendary
right.
school.
We're not gonna let them close it.
Thank you. Yes, because one of our projects that we're going to do this year is MPUS Cares, and so one side of the project is supporting the schools, providing support for the parents, the teachers, and the students.
So you said this year, Robbie. I don't want to. You think it's maybe a little too late? You need to get that done quick, fast, and in a hurry, because that's one of the things that they're saying. They're trying to make us think that the schools are failing, low performance, and all this kind of carrying on. When I really don't believe that. So the thing that you're talking about now, it seems like something that should be in there now. You should be on the ground running with that.
Well, if we had the funds, we would have, and exactly the people. It is a big project. We're just hoping that when it's time to, we're talking about the beginning of the school year for this, for 2016.
Robert, let me ask you, from where you sit, MPU chair, community person, community activist, you're talking about the schools. What do you think of this, our new superintendent, Maria Sharapova, I mean, from Alabama? I mean, she's a
Austin, Texas. I thought she's from, by way of Alabama.
No, she's born and raised in Alabama. She came in from Texas, but she's an Alabama girl.
Okay.
But my question is she working? She came here under the cloud of the missing murdered children, under the cloud of the teacher scandal. But are her reforms, you think, good for the school, controversial? And from where you sit, you hear the people. Is she a good thing?
Has she been there?
Or is the jury still out?
I haven't talked to any parent.
You haven't met her?
Resident in my community that really supports the plan, that thinks that it's the best plan for the community. It's unfortunate that even though Miss Maria, I think she's a really nice, she seems to be a really nice person, and I do not doubt her sincerity, her commitment to try, because as she said in many public meetings, she inherited this mess, and she's never seen a mess bigger than the Atlanta public school system.
That's true.
And so she is doing the best that she can, and she has a lot of opposition. But it's unfortunate that she did not come to the community first and allow us to have input into this plan, and that is the problem. We would like to have seen some, as you said, Ms. Creighton, that some of the schools that are being identified as failing, people don't believe that they're necessarily failing. And if I can interject my personal, and I try not to do this, but I have a problem when there's a newly built stadium, high school stadium, that you've spent millions of dollars renovating, and then you tell us this year you have to put more money into renovating that stadium, but you can't support providing for these three individual schools who I've mentioned. You can't provide more resources for them, whatever it is that they need. But then you say, and let's not forget the $1 million high school on the north side, but then you want to say that there is quality, equity in education. And we don't see it when we go to these education forums, interview students who say that they don't have enough books, that they have to use, the only time they have access to the books is when they're in the class. You know, they can't take them home. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
definitely.
You've got all this money to spend on stadiums to build these luxurious high schools when on the south side of town we're dealing with the bare minimum. You know, but that's my personal
All right, now,
soapbox.
since you're on a personal note, please give me a grade. Give me a grade on the superintendent. From your point of view, what's your grade?
I don't want to do that.
Oh, no, you don't. You are very political, aren't you?
For me, Robbie,
you never know when you're going to have to cross a bridge. Yeah,
just like you said, Robbie,
any bridges.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, the difference is so obvious and is right there in our face.
Yes.
But every year we put up with it. This is the thing I don't understand. How could we continue to put up with all the money going one side and not to the other?
That's where the political power
is. Because the parents and community advocates that we saw filling the rooms of these meetings that the APS had, those are the same people that need to come to the NPUS meetings and get involved. Now for me, we could be a lot more effective if we had people to serve on our various committees. Right now, our NPU is operating as a committee of one. We have a committee chair for code enforcement, for land use and zoning, for transportation, just one person.
Wow.
Okay? If we had more people to actually form committees, to do the research, to go to meetings that relate back to their committee and really be influential in what's going on in the city, we could really make a big difference.
But why is that? You mentioned millennials and Generation X
people only react.
They're not proactive. They react.
That's exactly right.
When something happened, then they say.
So the APS, I believe, our school system, I've heard this from others too, it's been able to get to where it is now because you have such apathetic people in the community and the parents.
Apathetic.
The parents.
Great, that's a great word. Really, I mean, call it like it is.
And it's
we have become apathetic
because of so many things that hasn't worked our way, you know. And we get tired of fighting the system and carrying on.
Do you really? Do you get tired of fighting the system?
Well, I don't get tired of fighting. If I could fight it my way, then I wouldn't be tired.
Oh, it'd be blasted.
Exactly. So I'm trying to
revolutionary.
I'm trying to tell you. But let's ask our phone caller to join our conversation. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm having a great morning. I just wanted to she actually mentioned something when she first started. I had to keep off subject. But you mentioned an event in April that was coming up.
Say again?
And there was an event that Ms. Hunter mentioned that was going on in April.
Yes.
And I kind of missed the details on that. And could you go back to that and stretch it out a little bit for us?
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, that is my main reason for being on the show, is to let the community know that Atlanta, the Neighborhood Planning Unit has developed a relationship with Atlanta Urban League and Atlanta Workforce Development, where they have agreed to come into our community and set up a satellite office. Our first event will be on April 21st. It will be from 9 to 12. Maybe it's 9 to 1. We're still working on, the planning phase, but it will be at 838 Cascade Avenue at the Vickers Community Building, and they will come in at least every quarter. And
do what?
Meet with the community, just the same process that they have at their main offices. They will go through an intake process, interviewing the people to see what their needs are, to see which of their programs match their the residents' need. The Atlanta Urban League has a Urban Youth Empowerment Works program. They also have a Pathway to Empowerment program. Their president,
Nancy Johnson, right?
Yes, she has been wonderful in working with us.
Girl.
And I have to give a shout out to Mr. Irvin, Lance Irvin with Atlanta Workforce Development. He's been very instrumental in making
Ms. Hunter,
this
let
dream
me
a
ask you something.
reality.
Let me ask you something. I'm not as familiar with your community, perhaps as my co-host here, Patricia, might be. But I did go to several of those contentious, spirited meetings about what Tyler Perry's going to do at Fort McPherson. There were a lot of community folks there. There was a lot of interest there. There was a lot of spunk and spirit and all that. I mean, to me, it was dynamic. Although but you knew you were going to be defeated from the get-go because the money was in the way. But what happened to all that passion? What happened, and what will happen now, and what happened to all those people who were so really involved in that?
Well, MPUS has continued to be involved. We have several people that are on the Citizens Engagement Subcommittee. Eileen Brown is I think her title is chair of the Community Engagement Subcommittee. We have representation from Cascade Avenue and Venetian Hills. I want to tell you, and I hope I'm okay in sharing this, that the CES at the beginning of this process, we chose, or several of us, I think it was 4 of us, were chosen to actually present a PowerPoint to Mr. Perry. And he was very responsive during our presentation. He was continuously taking notes. So I feel that he does have a desire to interact with the community. I believe that he, I believe that he is or has people that will work to make sure that people are hired.
Did he make that commitment? Did he make that promise? Did he tell you that?
Well,
are we hoping and praying?
There's Miss Flake there, Johnson. But he recently appointed a community representative to work directly with the community. I understand that she will be introduced at our next CES meeting. So we will have to see where it goes from there. But now the issue is actually what Fort Mac itself will do with the remaining acres that it has. Because
there's our grocery store.
Mr. Perry is doing his thing over there, believe me. So we're just hoping that we can get investors in there for Fort Mac and the empty space, the empty buildings. I think they're trying now to find tenants to fill one of the biggest buildings that they have over there. So if they can get something going over there, we maybe
Hunter,
can see some hot.
Robbie Hunter, I want to make a direct appeal to you, and I mean this with all my heart. If you get some leeway, some acquiescence, something from Tyler Perry and his representative, People TV needs to be there. We need to be in the black community. We need to be there with you. He already has a studio, a TV operation, a movie operation. We could be there representing the community. I want to ask you, as the political captain of the area. Yes, you are. But I want to ask you. We need to be there. People TV needs to be.
Put a word in for us.
That's right. I'm begging you now. I ain't gonna beg. I'm saying.
Now let me ask you something, Robbie.
Don't cut off my commercial.
I'm sorry. We're gonna be working on all that extra land over there. First of all, Fort McPherson, is it a city owned? Who owns it? It's a city.
The government.
The government. City government, state government,
federal
government.
Let's ask them. I like that name. The political captain of the community.
That's a lot of detail for me. But I think it's city.
Okay, now here's the thing.
Yeah, city now, yeah, it's turned over.
Most areas I see where development, they always forget to put areas for children to stay entertained, even young people. Like the Urban League coming in, the Atlanta Workforce Development coming in, that's for jobs. What about recreation? The idleness I see on corners and things, that's to me, that's the problem. They have nothing to do, nothing constructive to do to help them stay out of, idle hands, get into devil's workshop, as they say. So when they on the development part, they need to actually include the young people to keep them off the streets, to give them something to do.
Well, okay. So
that's her soapbox.
Kudos to Mayor Reed. Mayor Reed has made sure, I believe, that Reverend James Orange Park, which is located in Oakland City on Oakland Drive, that park has been completely renovated, including a new swimming pool put in. They're now working on putting in new tennis courts.
Okay.
But they also have a teen program.
I haven't seen any people playing tennis skating.
They have a teen program and they have a senior program.
Okay.
But one thing I do want to appeal to the city is that it's my understanding that that is not a center of hope. And we do, because Oakland City does have a lot of challenges with their young people. I do believe that that park does need to be a City of Hope program, so that we could offer more services to the community.
I don't like that name. I'm sorry, Maynard. That City of Hope, that means that we're in need and suffering and stuff. So, and that keeps the people, and that, to me, keeps that people, like we always hoping for somebody to come along and help
save us.
Yeah, save me, because we got a City of Hope. I don't need a City of Hope.
In a black city.
Exactly. I need some juvenation and give me a word, Maynard. You good with those words.
A city of done.
Done.
That's a conversation that we have in our MPU all the time.
Miss Hunter, I'm gonna put you on the spot. We have to go to a break. We'll take even in People TV, we take breaks, not commercials, but I want to ask you. I'm gonna put you on the spot here now. You're a political captain of your community.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Your assessment quickly of Mayor Kasim Reed. Has he done a good job?
You know what? Can I say I'm a Mayor Reed fan?
Okay.
She's a fan.
Good. Yeah, I'm not mad at you.
Exactly.
That's something that I've developed becoming a community leader. Is that you're not going to be able to please everybody, but you always try to do your best. And I think that's what Mayor Reed is doing.
Now we're talking with.
You could be running for city council soon. You really are. You are.
Maybe, you know what?
She is. I promise. She is.
But we're talking with Robbie Hunter. She's chair at NPUS, and every third Saturday, all of the chairs get together and go down to City Hall for the APAB meeting. So she's going to be going down there and meeting with the other chairs of all the other NPUs. And we'll be actually sitting in and looking into that right here at People TV. That's the focus of our APAB rundown here at People TV.
This is a public affairs show we do at People TV. As you well know, any veteran of TV in this community knows that there are no longer public affairs shows on commercial TVs. There are no black shows. There are no community shows. Well, this is your station. This is the People's station. This is People TV. And want to give you, and there's nothing closer to you politically than the MPUs.
Coming down, we invite you to come down, be a part of our audience. Call us if you want your NPU to be focused for next month.
Holla at us.
Yes, and Robbie, you want to give them your phone number so they can, if they want to call you?
Because since you're going to be running for office, give them your phone number.
Okay, we do have a MPUS hotline number. It's 770-744-5311. And I'm glad you brought that up, because another thing I need people within MPUS to know is that we have a senior lawn care program that we will be rolling out as soon as we get that check from the Office of Planning for our grant.
Tim King, you hear that, Tim? Hear that, Tim King? Mr. King?
That's the thing I wanted people to know, too, that within the NPUs, they put in for money from the city to do different programs.
Yes.
And like the National Night Out, I wanted to talk on that.
Yes.
That's something that they put in to get money to bring the community together, to give you safety tips and everything each year.
But Ms. Hunter, don't feel afraid that since you're here and you're on camera, you can announce your bid to replace Cleta Winslow right now. You can.
I wish.
We wish too.
I do. Oh, God. Y'all gonna get me in trouble.
No, we're not. It's a people.
But you know, there are other city council members that represent us. We have Keisha Lance Bottoms that
She's running
represents,
for mayor.
and council person C.T. Martin.
The dean.
Also represents us.
The best council person ever.
We do want to.
He's been in there a long time too.
We do want to get more support from them.
All right, we gotta take a break.
We have to take a break. We got even commercial free TV has to take a break sometime.
Okay.
But we're gonna come back with you.
Okay, great.
Councilwoman.
Thank you, Robbie.
Thank you.
Stay tuned, everybody. We're gonna take our phone caller. All right, caller, you on there?
Good morning, Pat. Good morning, Mr. Maynard.
Hey, Pat.
How's it going?
Wonderful.
Hey, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for presenting this to let us know how to function and get things done in our city. And I want to give a heartfelt thank you to Ms. Hunter, because as you know, yesterday I went through the racetrack of how to find out how to get involved with an NPU, and I had to establish what NPU I was in. So Ms. Hunter has given me a myriad of ideas to get involved in my NPU. So again, from my big heart, albeit I'm not a millennial, I'm a little north of there. I will be an impassioned, involved person in my neighborhood. So again, thank you, People TV, and thank you, Patricia, and thank you,
But
Mr.
why?
Maynard.
What did she say? What invigorated you? What made you decide I need to do this? Is it
Seeing the school closings,
okay?
seeing what's going on the West End, south of Martin Luther King. Molly doing her presentation on the fact that they want to tear down the dome for what I have no idea. Just a lot of negative changes, and this is such a positive city. I mean, you know, I'm not a native. I got here in '89, and I'm from New York City.
Y'all coming down here.
Watch it.
Well, it's a lovely city. That's why I stay.
And we need you here. We need you.
Robbie needs
and we
you.
need your activism here. See.
Well, and I hope I can live up to that. But anyway, you gave me utter direction, and I thank you so much.
What brought you from New York? What brought you to the West End or the South Side? Why aren't you in Buckhead?
No, I'm not in Buckhead.
You always say she in Buckhead.
Patricia teases me about this all the time.
I'm
on Monroe and Piedmont. I am right by Piedmont Park, smack dab in the center of the city, honey.
Always tease you, Pat. Say you in Buckhead. You know.
I am. Don't let them mess with you. That's okay.
You in Buckhead?
Oh, sure.
Lord,
Lower Buckhead.
I heard that. Okay.
Buckhead get up.
And she knows I get so defensive. It's like, no, I am not a Buckhead Betty. No.
But Patricia,
anyway,
as long as I've been here, I've lived in every sector of the city. Believe me, everyone.
I want to thank her again, Pat. She called me earlier this weekend and was telling me all the things that she's going through to get involved in her NPU, and that this show sparked that interest. So that means that we are doing our job.
What it was.
That's
the
what we're here
first
for.
APAB meeting that you had like a last month, I guess. That was the start of it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
I don't know you at all, young lady, but that's the reason I get up on a Saturday. I mean, that makes the difference. That's the way the producers are here, Adrian, John. I mean, that's what we're doing this for. If it helps somebody, you will make a difference.
See, I used to help production on the Alley Pad show.
Oh, my dad.
I am a People TV devotee. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you all have a great weekend, and I'll be watching from afar here.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, Robbie, I know you've got to go. We're going to take a break now, and we are going to come up next. We're going to have the NPU calendar, and we'll be right back.